Well, Australia's disability pension, the NDIS, is facing public shaming as it's revealed 1,200 people died waiting for access to funds. We saw this on the show yesterday. 65 of those were children. 65. 35 of them under the age of 6.
Well, we were overwhelmed with responses from you at home on this issue, so we've called in the Minister for the NDIS, Stuart Robert, to face the facts, and he joins us now from Canberra. Minister, thank you for joining us this morning. Those affected, they've described the system as heartless, as broken, and as we've seen, the statistics are damning. What do you have to say?
Those reports, of course, dealt with issues from as much as 3.5 years ago, and of course access back then took a while. When I took over, it was 38 days access into the system, and the Prime Minister and I have worked very hard. It's now 4 days access. Now, there's a lot more to do. I'll be releasing the Tune report on Monday, looking at how we're going to actually provide guarantees and KPIs to make the system even better.
So you refute all of those claims yesterday. There's no one who has, in those statistics, passed away while waiting for NDIS.
They were passed away, and it's very tragic, Carl, in that respect, and they were receiving supports under state and Commonwealth systems as they were transitioning into the NDIS. So in 2016, where those numbers started from, there were only 30,000 people in the NDIS as they all transitioned from state and Commonwealth supports. So they were receiving supports, and the responsibility lay with states and Commonwealths whilst the NDIS stopped up and got up to speed where we are now.
So do you think the system is now working well?
We've still got a long way to go. I think we're 80% of the way there, and that's the report I gave to the Press Club in November. There's a strong plan to build the last 20%. We're working very collaboratively with the states and territories who are being superb, but there's still a long way to go.
As we mentioned, Minister, we've been inundated with responses from our viewers, and you've seen some of those online, sharing their problems with the NDIS. This is from Caitlyn from Ipswich.
And my son's cerebral palsy diagnosis was not enough to get access met for NDIS. As a result, we had to go back and pay thousands of dollars in reporting for him to access the service despite being on Better Start.
Chantel's daughter also lost her funding. We'll just take a quick listen.
Marley and I'd like to know why there's been such massive cuts in core funding for children with severe disabilities. Her latest package had really severe cuts in core funding, which means limited vacation care, limited support worker, limited therapies. And as a family of 5, we're left to deal with it on our own.
OK, they're just 2 examples. We'll get to some more in a second, but how do you respond to those?
I think some of those stories are very heart-wrenching. One of the things I've done quickly is to do a trial of functional assessments to move away from people having to spend money on reports to justify their positions or having to respond to the agency cutting funding. So moving to functional assessments moves it into a quantifiable process, so therefore those things will go away. And I'm looking forward to a report coming in March of how that functional assessment program has gone, and I'm hoping that will actually deal with those issues, because they're very sad, Carl.
Well, they're sad, but they're not going away. These people are still right in the middle of it. They're still forking out, and we're still not seeing in.
Another major issue that's been raised, Minister, families talk about the system being rorted, that you've got these rogue service providers who, when they hear that you're part of the NDIS, they quadruple the price. Who's policing that, and why aren't these operators being deregistered?
So the Quality and Safeguards Commission is now well and truly stood up as an agency that reports to me. Their job is to not only police those issues, but also to police quality. And the next thing we're doing is revising our entire payment structure so that we've got full visibility of our payments, because at present we don't. About 25% of our payments are paid in different methods. Those 2 actions will make a significant difference in this area.
Stuart, it'll be good to have you back on to answer these questions as they go along. It's really important, and good on you for fronting up today. It's such an important program, and it's really important to get it right. Just on one other matter really quickly. Nationals Deputy Leader Bridget McKenzie is alleged to have handed out $100 million in sports grants to marginal seats in the lead up to last year's election. Did you know that she was stacking the books there?
I saw a quick statement from the Sports Minister acknowledging all of that and promising to take action, so I think that's a good step forward.
Do you think she was in the wrong, though?
Well, unfortunately, this all happened yesterday, and I was out in Bega and Eden with bushfires and victims and service providers. And can I say on that, can I just thank the Today program for all that you're doing in supporting the bushfires? It's pretty hard out there. I've got a whole bunch of service and support teams providing services, and you guys are stumping up. So
Sucking up will get you everywhere. Minister, thank you so much for that. We appreciate your time today.
Thanks for your interest.
I thought you did a really good job.
Cheers.